I was into the like energy intro, but like because Tess isn't here, it wouldn't feel right.
Woo! Energy! Yeah! Tessless
No,
energy! Tesla!
Tessless energy.
Everyone, and welcome to the Last Life Club podcast, episode 3. I'm Gary, and today I'm joined by Ollie
Hey, yo, 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 high energy.
and Chris.
Alright, hello.
And we'll start off the same way we always do. I'll probably say that exact same phrase every time, but just find out what people have been playing. It's been 2 weeks, and all sorts have happened, yet I ended up playing the same things. I just wondered if you guys got any new stuff that you're playing, Ollie?
Well, I was playing those 3D classics on the 3DS,
Oh, yeah.
but they're just old games, so it's not that interesting. So what can I play that is more interesting? Oh, to say no, I was playing Streets of Rage and Super Hang On.
Oh, right.
Don't know if you ever played
Have they
Super Hang
aged
On.
well?
Super Hang On is yeah, they both have, yeah.
I mean, Streets of Rage is a known quantity, and I think
Yeah,
that's,
exactly.
it still looks great.
Usually I play Axel, but I dropped him off
Oh,
and
mate.
picked up Max, the wrestler.
What happened?
Well, I heard he was better, and I'm fickle.
Fair
I
enough.
just dropped him right off. Anyway, so I thought I'd play something a bit more interesting that wasn't a remake, and I downloaded the Tomorrow Children on my PS4.
Ooh.
Have you guys played that?
I've not. Fill me
Never even
in.
heard of it. Tell us, Oliver, what is the Tomorrow Children?
Mm-hmm.
It's just a weird game, mate. It's
Oh,
like
right.
a free-to-play online world builder
Oh,
where you
right.
play as like a little wooden girl.
Oh, is it the Russian-looking one?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, yeah, I know the one, And like all the structures are like, they look like they're made out of baby bell wax.
Yeah, in the beta they did. It's
Oh,
changed a
okay.
lot since then.
Oh, really?
Yeah, basically it says online, and you go into a city. There's like hundreds of cities, and there's all these little people running around like doing different jobs. Like you have to like run on a treadmill to like power the city, and then you have to like pick apples to feed everyone, or like build buildings, or defend the city because it gets attacked. It's really good for
Does it get
free.
attacked by like giant insects?
Giant everything, giant dinosaurs.
Oh, alright.
Or, like what else was
Dangerous
there?
world,
Some
eh?
flying pigs. Yeah, it was.
Flying
And like
pigs.
yeah, like with like gas masks on. That's
Alright.
weird.
Obviously.
But it's like, it's good. It's like it
But what's
goes
the
from being-
objective?
So
Like,
basically,
what are we're heading towards?
you're rebuilding your town
Tomorrow.
and getting it up to. Well, you're rebuilding your town to get it up to 100 population, and your population you grow by finding those little dolls, like you know those Russian dolls where you like.
Oh,
open
yeah,
one-
yeah, the ones that go inside.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I demonstrated with a sound. That was someone doing it very quickly.
That's exactly it. Basically, they are out of town because your town is surrounded by this thing called the Void, which is like, just you can't go out there because if you walk out there, you just sink into the ground until you die. But there's a bus that comes around and you jump on, and it drives out of town. And there's these like really weird procedurally generated structures that are just like in the void,
Hmm.
and the bus stops at them. So the one I went to today was a battleship with a giant pair of scissors stuck through the middle of it.
Oh, wow.
And then when you go in there, you can like mine it, like chip away at it with the like pickaxes or shovels, whatever you want. Like the shovel will make stairs, and the pickaxe will just make a big hole. And you find the doll, and then you bring it back to town, and you put it on a little thing. It turns into a person.
Alright.
And when you get 100 of them between your walls, there's 45 people in a room. So when you get 100 of them, you pass. But obviously, like if you run out of food, people will leave,
Hmm.
or like the enemies can kill people. It's basically it's really weirdly like No
So,
Man's Sky should have been. Because it's like procedurally generated and you're mining, but there's an objective and it's multiplayer.
you're heading towards that goal of 100. So,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
said that it's kind of like there's like a battleship with scissors in it. Is it like Pikmin? Like they're all like tiny in this stylized world, or is it very much just like it's abstract? We got giant battleships. We got giant scissors.
Yeah, it's just abstract, man.
Oh, right, okay.
It really reminds me of an art gallery I went to in Poland, like because obviously they're speaking a different language, and like it's kind of depressing, but it's also kind of
Wow.
amazing.
Scared
So like
me.
you're
Scared me
in,
indictment
out,
of Polish galleries.
yeah, so you're out there and you're like, oh man, it's just so depressing. Like it's getting really dark, and everyone's like, basically you start dying when it goes dark, so you have to make light. So I grabbed the little lantern and put it by the bus stop so we could all wait by it. And then it's just amazing. Like we're all standing there, like all these little dolls, and there's like nice music, and then like in the distance, I could see like a giant dinosaur like smashing something up. I was like, wow, that's amazing, and I was like, oh my god, that's my town. Like all of us are just standing there, like there's nothing we could do. We were just watching it. But then like one person starts like you can do like a thumbs up, which gives everyone around you 1 experience point. So everyone started doing it, like, so we all like leveled up. It's quite nice. Yeah, it was amazing.
Is it like one of those journey kind of experiences where you just kind of like you cling to each other or stuff like that, you know, and it's more special because of being with people, or is it
it's
just
definitely better because you're with people, because it'd be well boring on your own.
all right?
But it's not really like journey. It's more like it's not really like anything.
It's like Tomorrow Children.
You can like level yourself. You level up as well, and like you can craft stuff, and like obviously it's free to play as well. So you can buy stuff from the in-game store using real money, not using your own money from the game, which is called toil tokens, which you get for doing stuff.
Nice.
Or you can go to the black market and spend real money and get tools that don't break after like 15 uses.
Is it pay to win then? Is it pay to win?
No. I don't know. I've only played for an hour.
Or is
but
it
I
like
think I
pay
hit
to accelerate kind of thing?
Yeah, definitely. Pay to accelerate. But you can find the black market items just around, like I found a jetpack and a rocket launcher. Just
This
on one of
sounds
those
so strange, man.
generated islands. It's really good. Like
It sounds like exactly the sort of thing that I would love playing.
Yeah.
yeah, and it's
Is
free.
it- Is it only on PS4?
Yes.
Uh,
It is, yeah. So basically, in short, it's atmospheric, it's a world builder, it's multiplayer, it's procedure generated. That's it.
Would you recommend it? Did you like it enough to be like, hey, give it a go, or would you be like, oh, if you're interested in this kind of thing, then give it a go?
But it's free, isn't it? And it's a small file as well, so just do it.
Can't say fairer than that.
Yeah,
Chris,
exactly.
what games do you play, man?
I mean, not really a lot, honestly. It's been like mental. Like I've just started a new job, which is exciting, but also means I'm like crazy busy. So I'm having a big chance to play stuff. I've been playing a little bit of that new old Foundation update that I'll come on to a little later
God
for
blimey,
No
yeah.
Man's Sky.
Wait for that bomb to drop in just a little moment.
I mean, yeah, we'll go on to that. But also, like I've been playing a lot of Stardew Valley recently.
Oh yes.
Which is fantastic. It's an absolutely stunning game. It's like if you haven't played it or heard of it, you gotta go check it out. It's like it's very Harvest Moon like, but it's like the Harvest Moon sequel you always wanted but never got.
Yeah.
It's really great. But mostly because that's the one game I have that will run on my laptop quite well. Everything else sort of like dies. So I've been playing that a lot. It's fantastic.
It's coming to consoles, isn't
Yeah,
it?
Xbox One and the Switch.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Switch.
And I'm very intrigued on it because it to me is the game that is perfect for the Switch. I mean, it was screaming out to be a game on the DS, but like now we got a Switch where you can play it at home and then you can take it out with you as well. You'll never escape it. It'll have its hooks firmly in you. You'll not escape Stardew Valley now. But yeah, wonderful stuff. And I'm glad that it's going along. I'm glad that it got success because it's just an enchanting little game. It's like Animal Crossing, like the Animal Crossing lessons are in there, but it's a whole lot of just Harvest Moon, and it strikes a nice balance. It's good stuff.
Yeah, it's good, a good pairing, and it got an update not recently, but last couple of months or so that added a whole bunch of extra content essentially, and a whole different you can start. This is what got me back into it essentially. You can start your farm, but you can start on like a different layout. So you can start on one that's like full of ponds and stuff. If you want to do more fishing, you can start on one that's like a bunch of islands. You can start on one that's got less grass or whatever. You can start on one that's on like a cliff side, and yeah, there's a bunch of interesting stuff. The dude's doing pretty well to
Oh
make
yeah,
it
man,
interesting.
mate. And when that co-op comes in, oh mate, that's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, I have no idea how they're going to do it though. How are you going to do like a co-op farming game?
You're just gonna come back and you're gonna find all your crops shaped swear words, basically.
Yeah, swastikas.
I got a classy bunch of friends.
It might be like a persistent town.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
like cloud save town, that like if one of your mates comes and like messes around with it, it updates your cloud save, and then
No, it could be. I mean, honestly, I have no idea. I don't know. I'm not sure how they're planning on doing that, unless you essentially just end up hiring like your mate, and you're like, yeah, okay, cool. Can you just water all of this stuff? I'm gonna go like wander around town and stand by the beach for a bit.
talk to girls.
Talk to girls, yeah. Give them rocks and bits of iron, and they love them.
they love rocks and iron, don't they? Oh,
like real life. So Gary, what have you been playing?
I have been playing. Well, it's a brand new game to me, but it's a game that's many years old now. But I picked up Diablo 3. And it's an absolute hoot. Mate, it's just very, very good. I have a friend who's just a massive fan of isometric kind of games and like RPGs, and like he really enjoyed it, and we always wanted to play like Diablo together, and I was just like, screw it, should I just get it and get the expansion? So there's now 3 of us that are all playing, and
Nice.
they've definitely tweaked the difficulty as like was said previously, because man, I played it on normal thinking, oh, normal is what you would expect to play it on. But I'm not some like big I am, but it was easy. It was super
normal.
easy. Like
It's just a fucking joke. It should have been called Norm Joke.
yeah, man, seamless. I love it. Well, we bumped it up 2 more difficulty levels. I think it's like master or something. It's basically 1 pass hard, and it's just a lot more on the level now. But it's like weird that there's like 3 difficult levels you basically skip. I'm on my first playthrough, and it's just like the bottom 3 levels aren't even worth bothering with. Because I was playing a Crusader. I don't know whether they're OP as hell, but I legitimately thought that it bugged because I was not taking any real damage. Like, but now I'm actually starting to like feel the impacts when you go up against like a purple or a yellow kind of thing. But yeah, it's just a very well done game, and it's just a great thing to just crash through with a few mates. You know, just chill, chat some shit, and then just play through together. It's great, kind of a hack and slash fun. Plus, I do love the lore that's interwoven within it as well.
Oh, it's fantastic.
So, like, how many times have you played it, Chris? Because I know that you've put some hours into Diablo.
How many? Well, as in like times I've like played the story.
How many times you've gone around the story?
I mean, I probably like. I mean, close to like 10, 15 times just through the story. But I play like once you're done with the story, mostly I play a ton of the it's called like adventure mode type one.
Oh right, gotcha.
Which is basically just jumping, but doing like it's like daily challenges, and you can just jump between different parts of the story at will, and you can just teleport to like different locations and stuff. And if you're after a particular type of item, it just makes it easier to like farm for stuff. But I mean, I suck at games that are kind of grindy. Is why I never really got into World of Warcraft. I stopped playing it because it felt grindy. I never really get into any RPGs because they feel grindy. Like a lot of Final Fantasies, I'm like, I feel like I have to like grind away at stuff.
Can't wait for that.
Yeah,
It's gonna be great.
yeah, it's very exciting in old 15, but for some reason Diablo 3 like got its hooks like right in me, and I can just grind away at that for literally hours. I could spend 8 hours in a day just doing that loop over and over. And we should sometime, Gary.
Mate, most definitely. Yeah, me, you, and Tess, man. We should definitely just jump in and just play it. It's just fun, and you get in kind of a zen mode as well when you're just crashing through enemies. And you're like, oh, this loop's better. Cool. Get rid of this one. This one's cool. And like
it's lovely how often that happens now compared to like when you first started, where you'd spend like 4 hours and get nothing, and now you're like every hour a brand new item. Woo!
I was struggling to keep up with the rate at which loot was coming in. I was like, oh, gotta check this. Oh, got another skill. Oh, gotta check that. Oh god, I got this. And it's just you're constantly going through. And the weirdest thing is like my friend like had not played it for a while, and he remarked, oh, they got transmog. You can make your gear look like other gear. It's like, who's going to do that? Because you're changing your gear so often, getting new gear so often. I can't imagine changing one bit of gear to look like something else would make any sense, because you're going to be swapping it out within 5 minutes anyway.
Yeah, I finished it once when it first came out as the Witch Doctor, and it was so difficult.
Oh really?
Like, I felt like I was like doing an uphill battle the entire time because, well, I don't know why. It's just, I think maybe it's a support character.
Yeah, was you playing on your own then?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes I was playing on my own.
I think the thing is with Witch Doctor is that you've got he's like a very specific play style. I just didn't think that gelled particularly well with like the sort of the way you like playing. I reckon you would play a monk and really love it.
Oh yeah, I had a good time. It was just really hard. I just picked the Witch Doctor because he looks like Dowson, so that's literally it.
To be fair, like originally it was legitimately quite hard. Like like the hard difficulty was hard. Like now, hard is like kind of a joke.
Yeah.
But then it also goes up to Torment 10. So
yeah, no. Like I had friends being like, "Oh, watch it when you go up to hard. Watch it because you know, you're gonna get hit in the face. Oh, it's gonna happen." And we did it, and it was like, yeah, this is no real different to what it was.
it's not at all.
But on the point of like Ollie, the reason I said single player or like multiple it definitely super benefits with multiple people and different like tool sets. Like,
Yeah.
I'm playing with another guy who's a barbarian, who's another tank. So we're basically going through smashing everything in the face. And then we've got our other mate who's playing a demon hunter, who's basically raining damage. So we basically have this huge area in the screen which we're just dominating, and nothing can really get in there to get to our demon hunter. So he's just constantly dealing damage. And that kind of thing, if you're just playing witch hunting, you have to be careful about your positioning. I could definitely see the difficulty coming in there.
Yeah, yeah. I think. I mean, I played through it once. It was good, but I couldn't. After that, it was such a slog. You know, like I couldn't do it again. But I respect those that did it 15 times.
I mean, the thing is, though, is that playing through it like 15 times or whatever, like the game itself is actually like it is incredibly repetitive. I mean, it makes the repetition really fun, but it is repetitive. So like playing through it once is like the second time through is no different really to playing it the first time through.
Yeah.
Like the third time through or fourth, and by the time you get to 15, it's like it's about the same experience each time, which is like kind of nice. And it's I don't know how they've done it. It's like some sort of weird black magic. But
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, when people say, oh, it's repetitive, it's always, like, a bad thing. But the thing is, it's, like, a really compelling gameplay loop, which is repeatable and really enjoyable because you're kind of, you know what's coming, but then maybe it's going to be different because the difficulty levels are different and you're always going to get more powerful, so it's slightly different every time. And yeah, it's just like a kind of treadmill that you're going through, and it's, you know, it's kind of rewarding because it is just different enough kind of thing, even though it's the same. It's strange.
Is the items like randomly generated though? Because like there's so many of them. There must be just.
to a point, they overhauled the loot system a little while back, and essentially, yeah, it's randomly generated, but it'll always be kind of relevant to you in some way if you pick it up. And it tends to be like more often than not useful in some way, especially since they've revamped all of the like the blacksmith and the merchants and stuff. So even if you can't use it, it becomes materials that helps you make something that is genuinely useful. So there's value in there, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
Gary, I have another question for you.
Go, shoot.
You're like this. Hang on, just bear with me a second. Okay, it goes on a bit. How's your Wii Fit going?
How's your Wii Fit going? Just like doing a deadpan at the end of that cheery tune. It's going alright. It's going alright. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that I've stuck to it every day, but I have done it. I have done it, you know, on and off throughout the whole thing, and it's actually just it's quite compelling. Like it's just easy to do, isn't it? Kind of thing. Like you do feel like you're burning a little bit of weight. Plus, it tells you. It's definitely been like, oh, that's not much. Come on, fatso, keep going, boy. Yeah, man, it's good, and it's kind of in that insidiously friendly way that it keeps you going. You're like, oh, it's just not, you know, it's not too bad. I'll keep going for another little bit more.
Well, yeah. I'd really hoped that I was going to play it and then be like, how's it going? And you're going to be like, I haven't done it.
I smashed it.
Well, Bridie's playing it like every day now. She does like hula hooping and steps. The dancing one. Have you seen it? It's like a dancing.
Weren't you doing it? I thought you were doing it as well.
I did it for a bit, and then I was like, you know what? I'm perfectly fine. I'm happy as I am. So.
Even with that shaming message that got sent across.
Yeah. So it shamed me because I hadn't done it in so long. It was like, how's Oliver looking? Slimmer, fatter, more toned. The same. And then Bryony put the same, and the Wii Fitball was like, well, I guess that's possible.
I guess you might need to go to the opticians. It's like, Wii, get real personal now.
I don't have closing music for this, by the way, so you can just.
Yeah, we'll move on swiftly.
Yeah.
Like you would on a Wii Fit. And moving on to the news. Basically, we'll choose a news article that happened over the last few weeks. So don't hurt us, because it was over the last few weeks. And we're going straight on to Chris first, because as he alluded to with what he was playing, he's looked into the No Man's Sky stuff. He was someone who got in there day one. So how's it going? What do you think of the update?
I mean, so caveat way at the start before I go on a bit of a rant. The update is legit. Like it adds a whole bunch of stuff. It fixes a whole bunch of stuff. It provides some purpose in there. I mean, it essentially it adds like a bunch of difficulties up front. That's the not the biggest. but that's a big one in that you
Like a
have like
noticeable change up front.
big noticeable change. You have like the original one. You have like a creative mode where you can just goof around and do whatever you want. You have like a survival mode, which is legitimately incredibly hard.
Oh, so like Demon Souls, like you gotta survive.
Yeah, basically, and it's like, yeah, there's no, like, oh yeah, you had like an overabundance of all your materials. Well, how about we just take them all away? Okay, thanks, Hello Games. It adds base building, which they mentioned way back at the beginning was going to be a thing, and that's now in there, and it's legit. It's a really good base building system. They add like freighters, so like massive like space freighters, like enormous ships that you can own and build your own base inside of, as well as on the ground, and you can do your stuff in there. You can build like portable save spots and all this stuff. Like it makes the game like genuinely more towards what it was originally meant to be.
Yeah.
But it's still not quite where it was originally meant to be. Like, it adds all this stuff, but it's still, at its core, kind of the same thing. Like, it's 100 miles wide and about a foot deep. Like,
yeah.
It still doesn't, like, change the core of the game enough to make it that much more compelling.
Yeah.
Which is frustrating, because it could be. That's the thing. Like, I've been so burned by it, because it could be really great with a few tweaks, but they just staunchly refuse to make them.
What would you change?
I mean, one, you want to give yourself a reason to stay on a planet. Like, they go, oh yeah, build your base, but there's no reason to stay on a planet, because once you land and you've seen the first, like, 10 square feet of the planet, you've seen the whole planet. Like, it's...
Wow. Yeah.
They're not that much different. So the entire game is to get you to move between different like planets. I mean, make a use for some of the stuff you collect, because all you're doing is you're collecting stuff to make it easier to collect stuff. But the actual method of collecting stuff isn't fun, because it's just trudging along, digging it out of the ground, and then trudging along again. Like there's not much impact to it.
Yeah. There's no like tangible end goal that you're building towards with these resources. They're literally just accumulating.
Yeah, there's no big end goal. But I mean, if they continue along this route that they're going, where they want to, make it a bit more creative and stuff, you'll end up at like a Minecraft effect type situation where people will play it just to make stuff and to look around. But I don't know. I don't think it's quite enough to outdo all the immediate negative press.
Yeah, and plus they're getting this almost Minecraft level of building things, but you're still on your own. I mean, there still isn't multiplayer. You still can't show it to your friend, and you still can't affect their game. So you're building a base that only you can see, and presumably it's only there to fulfill a function. So you can take a picture of it and put it online somewhere, but apart from that, it's just your own little thing. And you're meant to be a nomad travelling from planet to planet, yet you've almost got this polar opposite, which is now make a base as well.
Yeah. In fairness, they did add a new item that would let you like teleport back to your base from space stations. So you can still travel and then teleport back to your base. So you can find like a really particularly pretty, desolate or disgusting planet and set your base there and go, I'm now a supervillain. I live on Skull Island, and just like teleport back there whenever you sort of fancy living out your little fantasy. But yeah, but what's amazing as well is it still brought a huge amount, like what I have loved about No Man's Sky. Like, even though I don't really particularly like the game, what I've loved is the amount of freaking drama around it. Yeah. It's hilarious. It is years of entertainment already. Like I've been scrolling. I haven't unsubscribed from the subreddit. I still follow him on Twitter. I still check it all out. I've been going through the subreddit today, and there are some like freaking doozies of people that are like, man, I just like no offense to anybody that follows the No Man's Sky subreddit or likes the game. Like, you're absolutely allowed to like whatever you want. I don't listen to me, I'm a moron. But so are, it seems, most of the people in that subreddit. They're also morons.
So bad.
It's
bad,
mental.
isn't it?
People just there's so much venom in some of these people, and they're idiots about it. I don't understand. I just don't understand.
The whole audience is like so mad that I didn't even buy the game, and I feel like I finished it 15 times. That's how dumb of it I am. Like, I can't even stand to look at it anymore.
Yeah, there was some, and then so it blew up, and then And then there was that thing with the ASA where they're like, yeah, no, it's cleared of wrongdoing on the Steam page for like false advertising, which is I don't know, some next level stuff, and that started a whole bunch of nonsense.
Yeah, I mean that was like a small victory for people pushing back against it, rightly or wrongly. I mean, they did look pretty incredible, those screenshots, and the gameplay footage that I saw did certainly not marry up to them. But I mean, it was kind of to get noticed in some official capacity by another body to be like, hey, something might be awry here, and then for it just to be like, no, it's fine. I mean, you can take it how you want to take it, but it was pretty startling to have that as the verdict.
Kind of strange, although the thing with that is that that's limited exclusively to the Steam storefront page.
Exactly.
So it does like exclude any of the other like trailers or interviews or any of that jazz, which I think is like where a lot of the like false information or whatever might have come from.
Yeah, I mean, some shenanigans obviously happening through those with features slipping allegedly.
Yeah.
I reckon it's probably shaken everyone else up a bit, like. Even though no action was taken, like other publishers and developers are probably like, "Oh God."
Yeah.
Well, I mean, hopefully, it'd be nice if there was that like recourse. Although, the one thing I did notice, and it basically just explains why corporations continually get away with this shit, right? Is even though you have like this subreddit which has, I'll give you the figure here, has currently 136,000 subscribers. It had way more than that pre-launch, way more than that just after launch. That's dropped off hugely. But during all the like actual uproar where you had people who were like so fervently against anything No Man's Sky did or said, and the whole Sean Murray has run with your money scandal shit, of all of those people, there are only 23 official complaints. That's why people keep getting away with it, because nobody actually officially complains. They just stick it on Reddit and then go, well, I've said my bit. Well, if it's that big a deal, do it to somebody that can do something about it. But I mean,
if you're really as annoyed as you say,
like go complain to like an advertising standards agency, as people did. So because that's the only time that they do anything. If you don't do anything, and then be like, well, nobody's complained. So
yeah. And what did you make of the fact that they come out of their like kind of audio silence of not saying a word the day before they drop the update? What do you make of that response? Do you think it's smart on their part just to keep a low-key kind of approach, or do you think maybe more audible kind of contact with people would have been better? Like, personally, as someone who bought the game, what are your reflections on it?
I think at the point that they were at, it was possibly the best thing to do. I can totally see how a lot of people would have wanted some more communication there. Be like, what are you working on? What are you doing? What are you building? But like, I think aside, because all the people that were super into it were in a situation where, one, they weren't going to believe a word anyone from that company said.
Yeah. I suppose that's a valid point, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think that they could potentially risk mentioning something which could possibly be removed, because it would literally kill them again.
Yeah, I mean, if your quotes are being taken out of context, the last thing you want to do is give potentially more ammunition.
Yeah,
exactly.
Just thinking the same thing.
I don't know whether it's the smartest choice, but it was a reasonably smart choice, I think, to sort of come out and go, oh, hey, here you go, guys. Here's all of this stuff, and it all literally exists. Oh, and you'll have it tomorrow. Like, that was top 3, I think, at least, in the ways they could have dealt with that situation. So
it's bold and seemed at least somewhat effective. Plus, on the other side, as an experiment, Star Citizen, which is one which also is a fan of slipping dates here and there, they've decided to go completely open with what their current schedule is for developing things. So we'll see what the opposite approach to that is, of complete clarity, and that'd be intriguing to kind of compare and contrast.
I think that's the tricky thing. Like No Man's Sky, if Hello Games had that sort of that from the outset, where they had been like, hey, here's a thing we're working on, we're not 100% sure if it'll be in the game, but we're going to work on it, and if that is how they'd always done it, I think it would have gone a lot better post the like bedraggled release. But given that they sort of dug that hole for themselves, I think that might have literally been one of the best options they had was to just go, well, we'll just work on it and then let you know when it's definitely there. I would like to see like some more transparency going forward, though, being like, it's what you're doing, guys.
Yeah, transparency from everyone would be good. Like this Star Citizen game, it's not really that much like No Man's Sky, except it's in space.
No.
But like any
complete
game,
opposite in terms of the amount of money.
Yeah. But like, I think any game should just. Like, what's the point of hiding stuff and who try to trick? I don't know. I mean, I get like generating excitement and that, but even then, it's like you're still gonna have to tell us before it comes out. So
yeah, I mean, certainly a certain amount of communication is good, even just for just managing expectations. I mean, we're not saying you could reveal everything, because obviously, in a perfect world, that'd be possible, but clearly that's not possible. But just a little bit of, talking to people on their level, if you can just give a bit of guidance, that would be wonderful. And moving on to Ollie's article, which is about Marvel vs. Capcom 4 rumours and predictions. And this is a case of we've not heard anything, so we're trying to pass information. So, Ollie, what have you got on Marvel vs. Capcom 4?
Well, what I've done is I've made a timeline of the events and what's happened so far. Mm-hmm. I thought that's probably the best way of dealing with this.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. So it started off with a NeoGAF post, which was a guy just saying that he's been told that Marvel vs. Capcom 4 is happening. He's just been told. And he was like, yeah, I've been told,
That sounds about right,
So and everyone like kind of took this post and was like, oh my god, it's coming, it's happening. And then everyone was like, hang on, let's not go mad, because we don't know. Then there was a promotional material leak, which was like a couple of pictures from what looked like a trailer, which was the Marvel... the movies in Marvel, it like flicks past the comics and then...
Oh yeah, this kind of logo kind of treatment.
Yeah, but it had a 4 over it.
Oh, right. Okay.
And then a guy who leaked some Marvel vs. Capcom 3 stuff, like characters, he posted a video on his Twitter that was something... It said something like, oh, can't wait for PSX, and the video was of that cartoon Gem.
Oh, right.
So everyone was like, oh, Gem's like, like Street Fighter Cross Tekken. This is what this guy's saying.
Wow, that's a deep dive. That's a big pull right there.
So then I posted an article on our website saying that there's no way on earth that this game is coming at PSX. Absolutely no way on earth, because it would be stupid and people shouldn't believe it. But I mean, I gave it a fair go. Like I said, it could. This is why it could, but it's not. And then Polygon, the website Polygon, comes out and they go, well, it is coming, and we know it's coming because we have sources. Unnamed sources. And then that makes everyone blow up and go mental. Like, oh my god, Marvel vs. Capcom 4 is coming. Polygon confirmed it. Blah blah. So obviously at that point I was feeling a bit silly about my saying that it's not coming. But 24 hours later, the promo is proven to be fake. The promo leak. And the guy that made the promotional video, was actually David Hayter.
Oh wow, nice. Solid
It's
snake.
completely mad. It's just completely mad. So he basically came out and said, oh yeah, I faked it. I thought I'd do it for a laugh. I don't know why. Like, obviously he's affiliated with X-Men because he wrote the film and he played Wolverine. X-Men, yeah. But for some reason he thought he'd do this. Anyway, that's where we stand now. It's just like... So I don't know. I don't think it is coming. I'm pretty certain it's not coming.
Oh, you heard that. Basically he's committed to that. So, if it comes up the wrong way, we'll just criticise him now.
Yeah, go ahead. I said in the first place that it's not coming.
I mean, obviously, the fact is, Marvel is Disney now, and Disney are quite, protective with their rights. And there was that whole thing about them allegedly not wanting to use X-Men characters, because obviously in the cinematic universe, they're more Sony kind of creations. So that was interesting. But in general, there's not really been any big, high-profile Marvel games that have come out recently. So, if nothing else, they've got a very visible movie universe and not a huge amount of games coming from it. So, from that alone, it would be kind of cool to see this. But I can't really...
I read that somewhere that one of the X-Men licenses was expiring on the 2019, which isn't that long away. So, if they can hold out, because they can't release one without X-Men characters. Come on, there's like half the roster, or half of half.
I mean, it was kind of built on the blueprint of X-Men characters as well. I mean, could you imagine Marvel 2 as well without like Sentinel and like Magneto and stuff like that? It's crazy.
Yeah, because it started as Children of the Atom, which was entirely X-Men characters. So it'd be pretty ridiculous to not.
Yeah, I mean, as obviously they're kind of focusing more on their Marvel Cinematic Universe as well. Do you think that they could build them in? Do you reckon that's their way of pushing them, kind of thing?
What do you mean?
Well, like obviously they've kind of rebuilt their kind of Marvel universe, and Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was very much built upon the comics, whereas this time it could be built on the movies first.
Yeah.
Do you reckon they're more going towards that?
Well, if they do it, that's what they'll have to do. But I don't think they should do it. I think it's a stupid thing to do. That's it. Like this, it's like releasing half a game. Everyone's just going to go, "Oh, you're just doing it so you can release X-Men as DLC," and then they'll be like, "Oh, I'll wait for the X-Men to be included, so I won't buy it," and then they never get included, and then no one buys it. That's what's going to happen. Like, this is what happens every time with this like sort of stupid thing. So yeah, it's basically a non-news story because the promo was confirmed fake. I don't think it's coming, and Polygon are the only source that said it's coming. So
yeah, see, I don't trust my my leaks unless they come from Eurogamer these days.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean those Switch ones just feel on point from Eurogamer, so I tend to believe Eurogamer stuff as well now.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man.
So do you think this is a big if as well? As obviously it's meant to be happening the PlayStation experience. Do you think if they were to do it, that it would be an exclusive? Do you reckon that Capcom would go down the PlayStation console exclusive route again after Street Fighter, or do you reckon that it just point blank it would be across all of them, or do you reckon that it would
I reckon it'll PlayStation and PC, because if it's a PSX, Sony might have helped pay for it.
Yeah.
And also they've already got all their Street Fighter players are on those consoles. I mean, I don't really know how much it costs to port a game to an Xbox, but the other thing as well, all the arcade sticks now for PS. Oh no, because there's Killer Instinct, isn't there?
Yeah, no. I mean, they could do it, and they are still built like PC first, and they're usually built in some engine which is interchangeable, and as consoles are more PC-like by the day, it's doable. But whether...
Yeah, if it happens, I wouldn't be surprised if it's PlayStation exclusive. But I don't... There's literally no way it's going to happen. You can all laugh at me on Monday when we do our special about what happened at PSX when I'm completely wrong. But yeah, I'm pretty confident for now.
Wonderful. Well, moving on to my post, and mine's about Overwatch. As you can no doubt tell, I'm a Blizzard fan, as evidence for the fact that me and Tess did like a BlizzCon post, and if you go on Last Life Club, you'll see plenty of Blizzard articles with my name on the top of it. But sure enough, it apparently has come to pass that there may be a Christmas event in Overwatch, and this wouldn't be a huge surprise because we saw stuff in Halloween come up, so Christmas, it would make perfect sense, and it would be a good enough theme for them to do a whole load of skins on. It was originally found on a PTR when they found some audio clip, and like searching more into it, it makes complete sense. Like just a kind of jingly tone, which is the same kind of thing that happened for Halloween as well. They had like a kind of tune, and they kind of worked out, oh, this could be it. It would be intriguing to see if they introduce an extra kind of mode as well, like they did with Halloween, where they put in like a kind of survival horde mode, and there's extra clips introduced where there's sayings like a challenger, a gladiator, and like entering the arena. So maybe that could be the mode. I mean, we've just had arcade mode added, so clearly they're right to kind of shake up the formula and add new stuff in, and I think this would be another cool kind of addition to it as well.
Sleigh races.
Just sled race.
Race a sleigh.
I mean, the crazy thing is, I could see them probably pulling it off in some weird way. Someone just goes as Tracer and just zips ahead. See you later, loves. Done.
So like they did a Halloween special, so they're pretty much guaranteed.
Yeah, I mean, the smart money on it, especially as well. World of Warcraft, they go in heavy on seasonal events, so it's within their kind of makeup as a company to go for seasonal events. And Christmas, it makes so much sense. I mean, you see little Torbjorn wearing there like a little Santa costume with his kind of beard and going ho ho ho. I mean, that makes sense.
Mate, Torbjorn's like clearly going to be a little elf.
Oh really?
Right.
I thought that
Yeah.
he'd be like Santa Christmas. I thought he'd be like Santa Claus as well. Firing baubles out of his cannon. Oh, the cheeky lad.
I don't want to be a Santa or anything, but he's literally a dwarf.
I mean, when you say it like that, it makes perfect sense. Yeah, we could
But no,
have.
man, I would love that. That sounds really cool. Like, I'd love some Christmas costumes. I'd love a Christmas event. It'd be awesome. It'd be really cool.
Yeah, man, we could have a disgusting Saint Nick Roadhog. Ugh. Yeah, I'm like totally up for it, and it just is one of those things that makes sense. Plus, also on the Overwatch note as well, on the PTR there is a new map. I believe it's called Oasis that's been added to it, and it's
That doesn't
got
sound very
kind of
Christmassy.
yeah. Well, this isn't Christmassy, and it's not about the band from the '90s either. But no, it's basically kind of got a desert theme, and it's got a moving like road as well. Pretty dangerous if you ask me. And it's got a jump pad, and it looks like kind of one of those capture the point ones. But it looks pretty cool in the same way that everything that Overwatch does looks super polished.
Have you
But
seen?
yeah.
I've seen a bunch of videos from that of people as oh Christ, what's in it? Sombra. People as Sombra, basically throwing Sombra's teleporter onto a car, and then as it's like driving down the road, like teleporting to it, falling off, and it gets shattered and smacked into pieces.
That's kind of amazing.
It's really good. It's really good. It works with Widowmaker's hook shot as well.
Oh,
where
whoa.
She,
Yeah.
well, it sort of works in that she gets hooked by a car, pulled along for a little while, then just dies.
That's semi-effective.
Yeah. Maybe we should do PSX prediction.
Well, we will seamlessly edit this back round. After the Marvel vs. Capcom 4 stuff, is there any predictions that you've got for the PlayStation, like PSX event, like PlayStation Experience? Because obviously, Marvel vs. Capcom 4 was meant to be one of the things revealed there. So do you think there's going to be anything revealed, or do you think this is going to be more footage of games, Ollie?
Just really boring stuff, actually, that I've got written down.
Oh, really?
You ready for this?
Unleash this amazing, boring stuff.
Crash Bandicoot,
Oh, yeah.
probably going to be there, isn't he?
Yeah,
He
man.
was there the other day, so whatever, E3, he was there, walking
Ugh.
around. Uncharted 4 single-player DLC,
Yes.
but
Yes.
that's going to be there. Because they rumoured it, but they didn't confirm it, but it's going to be there.
Yeah, I mean,
And
that's the perfect thing to unveil there.
some sort of Street Fighter 5 thing.
Do you think it's going to be Season 2? Do you reckon they're going to show any of it?
They'll probably release some, like, crappy trailer that's like everyone's faces are like silhouettes or something. Everyone will pick over it, like, oh, that's, I don't know, E-Honda or whatever. But yeah, that's it. I was thinking about it, and I literally just couldn't think of what's even coming out. Because obviously Final Fantasy 15's out. Last Guardian's coming out.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what else can they...
Yeah, I mean, it's done at a strange time of year. I mean, it makes sense for the holidays, but in terms of unveiling new stuff, it is a bit strange. So I definitely see it's more kind of developments in games and seeing how things are going. How about you, Chris? Have you got any kind of expectations of this event? What could come up?
We're gonna see more info about Days Gone.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah, of course.
That old shoot a big old horde of zombies game. We'll see more stuff about that. They'll be like, coming 2017, and give you some more footage of those big old crowds, which was really cool. I mean, the rest of the game looked like dull as hell, but the big crowds were neat.
I mean, that's the crazy thing. Like, I remember watching the video for that, being like, "That's damn impressive," but I do not want to play that zombie game again. Like, if you'd have made this Aliens, this would have been more attractive in every way. But no, zombies, cool,
Well, I just think, like, you can make anything these days if you know how to make video games. Like, why do we keep making the same... They could even make it Aliens. They could just make it, like, I don't know, weird, like you're a germ or something. They could literally make anything. They could make absolutely anything. They just keep making the same things. I don't get it.
It's one of those tricky things. Like, as soon as your studio gets big enough that you have, like, hundreds of people working there, you have an awful lot of money coming in and an awful lot of money going out. So, like, what you really need is you need projects that you are, like, pretty sure will succeed and like make
safe
you
bets. Yeah,
like, it'll make you the money you need to keep running. But which is why you get, like, a ton of... This is why COD just is repeatedly COD, like, and it's the game that company makes.
Yeah, I'm so glad that Titanfall 2 came out to keep it on its toes this year.
Yeah,
even with a terrible launch date, like, I'm glad it came out.
Awkward, wasn't it? But there's that. I mean, that said, you get some like really like interesting. I mean, going back a touch, Days Gone just came at like a really awkward time. Like they're trying to cash in on a theme that is just it's been worn out now.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
It's been done before. It's been done well enough. You might not necessarily need another one. Plus, it feels like it's past its prime already.
Yeah.
And you're starting a game which is going to be multiple years in development. So by the time that we get a hold of it, it's going to be late next year. I mean,
Well, that's what everyone said about Final Fantasy 15. Like the reviews have been saying, like it feels like a PS2 game because obviously
PS3
it's
game.
been made. Oh no, like PS3, yeah, like early PS3 game. But I'm alright with that. You know, if it means it's a bit simpler, then I'm fine.
And to be fair, it's been reviewing like pretty well.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's Metacritic is up at mid-80s, which is
It's 84 at the moment.
yeah, that's damn reasonable. So.
Yeah, can't wait.
I mean,
Actually, just while I'm here, just shout outs to my friend who bought that for me. He's probably listening to this, so cheers, mate. Anyway, you carry on.
I'm glad we had that. Equivalent of a shout out, you know, we're very highbrow here. But yeah, I'm intrigued to see what comes out of PlayStation Experience. And as Ollie just gently touched on there, we're going to be doing a podcast on Monday which talks a bit about the PlayStation Experience and probably delves into a bit of the Game Awards that come up. So we're going to pop that out as a soundbite on Monday.
Yeah, I reckon. Sorry, just one last thing. The Game Awards. Do you think we'll see any more Death Stranding?
Mate, we're going to see, I think we're going to see some more big trailers, and you know Keighley and Kojima, they go way back, so I'd be very surprised if we don't see something.
Yeah, he's such an idiot though, isn't he, Jeff Keighley?
I'm not going to slate someone, just go out on a personal attack, but he has been involved in some, incredible coverage over the years, I will say, as a counterpoint to that.
Okay. Alright, let's leave it at that then. Doritos, Pope.
Just for the sake of balance rather than character assassination.
Yeah, alright, fair enough. Well, we'll see him on Friday anyway, won't we?
Kingdom Hearts 3. We'll see some Kingdom Hearts 3 stuff.
That's
my outside prediction because we won't hear anything about that game for years.
Mate, I just hope they show more of the Nier game, the new one, Automata.
Yes.
I've kind of fallen in love with the look of that game, and it's platinum, and just please show me more of it because I want it. I just really want it. All right.
Did you play the other one? The PS2 one?
I saw bits of it, and I was actually really tempted, but I think it came at the same time where I had other things kind of on the go, and life was busy. But I'm kind of tempted to go back and have a look at it. I do admit. But I know that you played it, so what were your kind of feelings on it?
Oh, it's really good, but I paid £3 for it at the end of the PS3 life cycle. I think Chris watched me play it a couple of times as well. It was a bit cringy in places because obviously it's like Japanese, but then they make it English. It's like very melodramatic, but it was cool. Like very, very varied. Like you get the isometric level, then there'd be like a shoot 'em up level, then like just fighting, and then there's a text adventure bit.
Wow,
Good, and it wasn't that long either. So
that actually sounds kind of amazing. I kind of like games that have some variety and shake things up. That's quite cool. I mean, it depends obviously how much of an upheaval it is when it shakes up, but yeah, man. Plus, it looks great in action as well. I really like the new one. So, any more on the PlayStation Experience kind of stuff, or no Game Awards stuff?
No.
No.
No, fair enough. I mean, the thing is, I think
on the podcast.
yeah, I think last year was super low key for the Game Awards. There wasn't as many kind of big name trailers that came out, but I have a feeling this year we might see a few big ones. But now moving on to games that we've played in our life, like gaming firsts, and because this is quite a big one, I've not just said first game, I've said first couple of games. But Ollie, what are the first couple of like multiplayer games, like split screen games you played as a kid, like probably on like the NES or the SNES?
Well, the earliest gaming memory I have is I was at home, obviously, because I was like 3 or 4 or something, and I
not wandering the streets. Ugh.
I'll just say for reference, I was born in 91, everyone, so you can kind of figure out what sort of time we're talking here. I was creeping down the stairs because I was just, being naughty. And my dad was playing Street Fighter 2 on the SNES with his mate, who I can't remember the name of. But shout outs to him, because I know he listens. No. Yeah, they were playing Street Fighter 2, so I played that with them for a bit. Blanca versus E Honda on Blanca's stage. Literally remember it like it was yesterday. So that was one, that was amazing. But I think actually a bit earlier than that, I played Sonic. Which is the first Sonic where you could play as Tails?
2.
So 2. I played Sonic 2. That's our earliest.
Was you the blue hedgehog or was you Tails?
I was a younger brother, man, so I was
So
Tails.
perpetually Tails.
Yeah.
Going, I'm getting through fine flying around at the top of the stage. It's not very challenging, but I'm doing it.
Or just like caught at the back of the screen, continuously taking damage. You can't do anything. You're just there, like phasing in and out.
Oh man, I was also a younger brother as well, so I know the plight of that. So, mate, Street Fighter 2, did your love affair of Street Fighter start in that day then? Because obviously, you're a big Street Fighter fan.
Yeah, actually, no. My Street Fighter backstory is a bit sad. It's a bit somber, but I'll just briefly go into it.
Freely share that then. Ugh.
I had a PS2 and loads of games, and I really wanted an Xbox 360. So I took my... This is when Xbox 360s first came out. So I took my PS2 and all of my games to Game Station or whatever.
Yeah, Game Station.
It's called. And traded it in, got a credit note, but I was like 15 or 20 quid short of buying the Xbox 360. So I was like, I'll go home, ask my mum for some money. She'll definitely give me that, like, if I've saved for all this. And then go back into town and buy it. But I lost the credit note on the way home.
No way, no.
So I lost my console, all of my games, I lost everything. And then a friend of mine gave me his SNES just as a gift, because I was obviously so heartbroken. He gave me his SNES along with Street Fighter 2, the original, like World Warriors, Super Star Wars, and Mario All Stars.
Mate, it's a pretty good trio right there.
Yeah. So basically, I started playing Street Fighter 2 then because I had 2 controllers and I had nothing else. So I would play against like my friends that came around. And then I bought Alpha Anthology when that came out for PS2. I got another PS2, so I bought that. And then I used to go down Old Trocadero, play down there, and then that's it really. Rest is history, mate.
But like, you've managed to go through all of that without saying what character did you play in Street Fighter 2?
Oh, in the original World Warriors, I think I played as Ken.
Ken. Oh,
Mate, I was like, this is amazing. I didn't even know how to do an uppercut when I first played it. I saw you can. I was like, no idea what I was doing. There's no in-game moves list either, so...
No, it's just learn by feel. And you press the pause button and all it does is just do the punch sound, like boop boop. And you're like, okay, informative. There's no move list here. Okay, on pause, I guess.
And I bought Alpha Anthology. It didn't come with a move list either. And when I bought it, all of my friends could beat me at it. I couldn't beat anyone. So, yeah, I've got a lot better since then.
Mate, I still remember Street Fighter 2 because I've still got a SNES with Street Fighter 2 on it. And how hard Bison is, like, it's unreal. Like, he's so difficult.
Yeah, especially when it's like artificially made harder by the fact that the computer doesn't have to do inputs and they do more damage.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
How about yourself, Chris? What were your first couple of multiplayer games you ever played?
My earliest gaming memory is a Mega Drive. Or Genesis, if we have any international listeners. So, like, I had Sonic and Tails 2, played that with my little sister at the time.
Oh, so you were Sonic then?
I was Sonic, yeah.
Oh, right.
There's a Sonic among us.
You're the only Sonic.
I mean, how depressing would it be if I'm like, I'm the older sibling, but I just played Tails the whole time?
I really low self-esteem. Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there was that, and then I think Streets of Rage. I played some multiplayer in.
It's a good duo.
Did I play Streets of Rage multiplayer? Does it have multiplayer?
I think so. Yeah.
Streets of Rage 1 does.
Yeah. So yeah, a bit of that, and then, but that's not actually like my fondest multiplayer memory. My fondest early multiplayer memory is a Mega Drive game called Wiz and Liz.
Whoa. You're gonna have to fill me in with what that is.
Anybody? It's incredible. It's stupid, but it's incredible. You play as a wizard. Or his wife, who is, I assume, a lizard.
Man, he's got no game.
A wizard or witch called Wiz or Liz, and you race. It's a 2D platformer, and you like race through these environments, picking up fruit and veg. You use the fruit and veg to get a bunch of spells, essentially.
Okay.
And through at these levels where you can pick up letters, W-I-Z or L-I-Z, Wiz and Liz is in the name.
Makes sense.
Oh, I've played this game.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's come back to me now. Yeah, it's come back to me.
And then at the end of it, you would like go to a big cauldron, and it would count up the like fruit and veg that you'd managed to collect, and then tell you what spell you'd managed to cast, and the spell you cast would determine the next level you would go to. Or it would give you a letter, and then the aim was to like fill out the title or something, and that would win. It's been ages since I played it. I just remember playing it, and it was like a weird acid trip. It was pretty strange.
Yeah, no, I think my games that I played, as is probably the case for most people, was I had Mario. Because I had a Super Nintendo, so obviously Mario's going to be the games that I played most to begin with. And Super Mario Kart was the one that I remember most fondly because it's just an incredible game. I mean, whether you're playing the kind of battle mode with the balloons, you try to scheme to try and get a turtle shell around to try and hurt someone, try and pop their balloons, it's not that violent. But yeah, that was incredible. And then just going through the cups over and over, like, I must have played that game for so many hours on end with my sister. And the cool thing is like, it's not like Sonic and Tails where you're having to compromise and be the second person. You can just choose whoever you want. Koopa Troopa as well.
You can choose Luigi if you want.
Mate, Koopa Troopa was by far the best in that game. So, like,
yeah, I don't remember that game being that good.
What?
Everyone loves Mario
mate,
Kart, the first one.
Super Mario Kart was like arguably the best one. I would say it probably
not
is.
in the world where Mario Kart 8 exists.
Yeah, it just in terms of purity, what it went out to do, and just like it made the whole genre in that game, and
oh yeah,
it was quite well,
that,
it felt like quite well balanced as well
well
for the time, and it was just incredible.
It was solid. I never played the original Mario Kart. Earliest Mario Kart I played was on
64.
Yeah, 64, with the like multicolored blocks that you could
Yeah.
play battle on, and then like they were like 3-tiered or whatever, and had like big bridges.
Mm.
And that was a nightmare because trying to get a shell down one of those bridges was like next to impossible in my like tiny hands with those enormous controllers.
Yeah, like half the screen of Mario Kart being a map.
Yeah, unless
You
you're
know,
playing
that
two-player.
came out after F-Zero though, so it's like, what are they doing? Because F-Zero, you had the whole screen.
Yeah, but like you can easily play it two-player, and in which case it's another character from the bottom, so it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, obviously it's a kind of a puzzling decision, but the fact is, like with the amazing cast, and it was the first crossover thing they did within like Mario characters, and it just feels good even to this day. Like it still feels like a good game. Like I was so impressed with that game. I loved it so much as a kid as well, and Koopa Troopa was my guy, and I still rate it up there highly. Like to me, the best Mario Karts are 8, as you said, and then the DS one was great, like with the mission mode. And
mission mode.
64 was brilliant, and then the original, and I definitely think that it's bizarrely 8 and the first one I think are the two best ones, and I might give it to the first one. Obviously that is slightly nostalgia tinged, but I love the first one so much.
Yeah, like the first proper one I played was Double Dash. So.
Oh, what a one to start with, eh? Jesus.
Well, I played them all now,
Mm.
so it's just harder to go back. You know, like when you've played a newer one, it's harder to go backwards.
Yeah.
And if I start at the beginning.
I mean, the 64 still holds up, I think. I still really like 64. And I
The
still...
thing
was
that
very
gets me
annoying,
about the
but-
64 one is that the engine noise is always like one tone, so it's just a constant me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very
It's
annoying.
a really annoying sound. But the game itself is still really good. Like it's still genuinely a really good game.
Plus, it was such like a development on the original as well. Like, I still remember getting to the Wario track in the 64 one, being like, "What on earth is this? This is mental. This is
Yeah,
so
man.
long." Like, but yeah, no. But still, I absolutely adore it. And as one of the first multiplayer games to ever play, you can't really go much better than Super Mario Kart. And the other one was just, I had Mario All Stars. It was like a treasure trove. It was brilliant. So you had all those games to play 2-player, and 3. I super liked. It was my pick of the bunch. That was one that we kept playing over and over. Like, we knew all the kind of like warp whistle stuff as well, and we just played it just hours on end. It was just a fantastic game to have as well, to share with like my sister kind of thing. So yeah.
Did you play the battle mode?
I did not like the battle mode in it. It was kind of fun enough, but like, yeah, it never really kind of got into me as much. Even as a kid, I didn't think it was that amazing. Did you?
Yeah. No, I mean, I've got this friend who's like shit at every game. Doesn't even own a games console, but he's amazing at that
Oh, really?
specific battle mode. I've not beaten him once,
Wow.
and I played with him quite a few times. Like he beat me 10-0 once. So I don't know why he's so good at it, but he just loves it. I think there might be a crowd of people that just love it. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it being quite fun, especially back then when there wasn't a huge amount, and it was like a nice little additional extra to Mario. You're like, whoa, I can play with my friend at the same time, rather than taking in turns. Like, it would be like incredibly fun for that, and incredibly engaging for that. But it just, yeah, it never clicked with me. Like, I'd much rather take in turns and then just play it that way kind of thing. But, mate, the feeling of being a castle and being a world and seeing what the next world was as a kid playing Mario was always incredible. I love that. But yeah.
Yeah, big Mario fans. I think we all are, so...
It's hard not to be in this industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess not.
I'm super intrigued to see what the new Mario is. Just on that same note as well. Ah, mate,
Yeah,
I'm so excited for it. I hope it's not just Super Mario Sunshine HD, which we get at launch, and I hope it's an actual Mario game that we get kind of quickly. Like, I don't mind waiting for a year, but if I wait for multiple years down the line for it,
Yeah. I mean, it's like that Mario... I wrote up a Nintendo Switch Rumours post, and I was thinking about it when I was reading about the Marvel vs. Capcom rumours, and I've kind of noticed that all these rumour posts, they're just what you want it to be, or like the most obvious thing. Like the Mario rumour for the Switch is like, it's a full 3D Mario, like Mario 64, but with co-op in HD. Like, that's just what you want it to be.
Exactly.
I don't think it's going to be that. And then the Marvel vs. Capcom one is like, they're going to use the characters from the movies. Like, of course they are. They're obviously going to. Yeah.
Mate, it'd be intriguing. It'd be intriguing to see where they go. And certainly, it's an exciting week in games coming up. And in the last few weeks, it's not been the most hectic and not been the most news-filled, but we've got some good stuff coming with the Game Awards and the PlayStation Experience. So we will be in touch with you on Monday for both of those. And
well, maybe not. We're recording on Monday.
Oh.
But it might be Tuesday.
Ignore that. We're going to be recording on Monday, and we'll get it to you as soon as we can.
Thank you.
Yeah, looking forward to that. That'll be fun. And in terms of our next full episode, our regular episode, it's going to be more a kind of awards, kind of Christmas kind of feeling episode. So that'd be very different, very new, very fun, hopefully. So looking forward to that. And that's about it for us. I look forward to hearing about Final Fantasy 15 and whether it is as weird and road trippy as people make it out to be. And
you got to watch that new trailer. Everyone listening, search for the Ride Together trailer for Final Fantasy 15. It's mental. It's like a rap video. It's insane. It has like super aggressive rap music. There's like sports cars and like women. It's amazing.
There you go. You've even got homework. What more could you ask for? Well, thank you everyone, and thank you Ollie and Chris. And feel free to catch our website lastlifeclub.com. And this is obviously the companion podcast. And hit us up on Twitter at lastlifeclub, just at lastlifeclub. And what are your guys' Twitter? Just pimp yourselves out. Go on, do it.
Chris?
Christian_guy. That's Christian with an E at the end, not an A.
And mine's still BareKnuckle18. Still haven't changed it. 6 weeks now. Been thinking about changing it. Not changed it.
Paralysed by indecision. Well, I did change it. I bit the bullet. And mine's at LLCGaz. And that's all for today. Feel free to give us a 5-star review. And thank you all of us. And if you want to send in any emails or any questions, send them to podcast@lastlifeclub.com. And thank you. Take care. Goodbye.